Hello, my name is Mariana, and I'm finally back to the readings for the signs. So, starting from where I left off, the last reading that I did for the signs was for Libra. So, this one's for Scorpio. But before I go into the message and show the cards, I just want to say a huge, very heartfelt thank you from the bottom of my heart, just because reading all the messages, I even showed my sister all the comments on our video, and she was so surprised. She was like, with all these, giddy laughs, and it was very, very joyful. So, thank you for all of you who left a little note, a little comment over there. I read all of them, so thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. They mean a lot just to know that this place is a safe place where we can share, where I can share, and so can you in the comments. We can share our journeys that might not always be, all rainbows and butterflies as sometimes I wish, but it's okay to see how the shadows are here also to be illuminated. So, yeah, so Scorpio, moving on to your reading. I'm doing your reading today with my original tarot deck. So, the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So, funny enough, Scorpio, the very first card that we have here opening your message today is the card that actually was the first card in the extended yesterday for the collective. So, even though you didn't see the extended reading because I didn't get to post it because I wasn't able, I had so much trouble trying to post it over on Vimeo or even here on YouTube. So, yeah, but the message is here, not with the intensity I feel like from yesterday's extended, but here with the Eight of Swords beginning your reading, it feels like it's carrying on the message that was not delivered, or if it was only for me. And having a day to process it, it's almost like I understand this better now, and it's almost like it's easier also for me to convey the message of this card that is bringing the word complexity, which what I was saying yesterday in the extended for the collective is that um, this card was almost like the opposite ends of the spectrum of truth, right? So, how truth was coming up in the first part yesterday as a simple truth, a simple direction, right, with the Ace of Swords. But in the extended, starting with the Eight of Swords, it was almost like this fragmentation, this it's like this scattering of truth, right, in multiple parts that was just creating confusion and a big mess in our minds. But for you, Scorpio, and this is a reading for Scorpio, but it might as well be for the collective because all of my readings I consider for the collective. Maybe the Scorpio is just the doorway to open this message for the collective. But so, yeah, just take what resonates, and whatever doesn't, it's okay, right? So, with the Eight of Swords, it feels like complexity is here to be dealt with. It's, yes, it might feel uncomfortable. Yes, it might feel a lot, sometimes a bit overwhelming, but it is all around us, right? And with the World card here, this is the interesting thing. This card was also talking about, this connection to the collective extended yesterday, that, it is addressing the collective, it is addressing all of us here on earth. Because what I saw with the with this world card is like the tissue or the fabric or the network, however you want to see, whatever is this field of energy that is surrounding us, it is, it's like it's the words that are coming through my mind right now is like polluted and contaminated by complexity, right? Almost as if that's the cause of the complexity, right? All of the worries, all of the concerns, all of the fears, all of the traditional meanings of the Eight of Swords, perhaps. Um, lack of sleep, all of these disturbances to our peace and well-being. So it's all around us, right? So maybe it's already very embedded in your own personal world, but just know, Scorpio, that this is not just you, right? This is spread worldwide. And with the Four of Cups coming next, what this card was showing me is a gentle heart. So it was showing me it was almost like a cry for help when you realize that all of this complexity is inundating all of the world, and it's creating this web of angst and anxiety and fear and all of that. All we want, or all you want, is just a place to rest and just bring this peacefulness to your heart, right? So the four to me symbolizes this place of security and stability, right? Almost like creating this boundary, but it's a boundary where your heart is not going to be affected or contaminated, as I said, by the complexity. So what I felt was almost like a way to heal, in a sense, palpitations, right? Because it's almost like the realization that this is around us, that this is around you personally, but also, collectively is affecting us all. It's like it could potentially create the sense of, you know, uh, racing heart or agitation or anxiety that has all of these like physical symptoms. So the Four of Cups is like the calm heart, right? Reaching for a place to just calm yourself, calm your heart, especially if you are feeling palpitations, right? It's like this is specifically addressing you because the heart here wants to be like literally the heart. It's like a gentle, stable, soft, calm heart. Because when there is this shift from, all of the it's like the uprise of all of the concerns, all of the fear, and most of all it's like the awareness of how complexity has created kind of like this web of entanglement, or it's just surrounding us in such uh like how do I explain this, what is a word, it's like such a visceral way, such a dominant way that it's everywhere, right? No matter where we look, the complexity is there. So, with the awareness of that, with the awareness of your heart palpitation, the need to find a place to just calm yourself down and, especially calm your heart, followed by the Empress is talking about receptivity. So, it's it's two things at once. First of all, when you are in this place of gentleness and calmness, you are more receptive. But the second thing is that in finding somebody that is receptive, because this is almost like a healer, right? And if it's not a healer, like as a person, a friend, a colleague, a family member, whomever, it's actually a place that is receptive to healing, right? So it's like the receptive energy of the conditions, the environment, the whatever it is, this place or this person. It's like it's going to restore your energy, right? It's going to bring this receptivity to your heart, which when you are it's like when you are aware of all of the problems of the world, right, and how incarcerated is the word that I'm hearing right now, imprisoned, right, in this web of complexity. It's almost like the need for this gentleness and this calmness. It's like it's even more urgent because it's like the Empress being kind of like this sovereignty, right? It wants to be acknowledged, but it can only be seen or it can only be perceived, better said. Um, it's not just perceive the Empress, it's like be the Empress, right? Be the one who expresses as the Empress, as the one that is receptive, but also is, giving and willing to embrace, but also like embrace everything as is, which is interesting. So it's like it's almost like becoming more Empress like, but that requires a calm heart, right? So first step, calming your heart, to become more receptive. And that it's like, if you're going to somebody that has that trait, it's like they're going to remind you that you also have that in you, so that you can become that, express that. And so what happens next, it's interesting because typically it would be more of this, right? Of all of the chaos, all of the concern, all of the preoccupation, and all that, the fear. But I do feel like, because the bottom three cards, the last row of cards, it's all swords. So it's almost like dealing with the specific concerns of the Eight of Swords, not bailing out, not shying away, but instead facing it head on. And because you're more receptive, right? It's like there is no reaction to, or maybe like this instinctual, like this instinct of surviving, right? It's like the Eight of Swords is just flaring up because there is this instinct of surviving. But in being receptive to what is, it's like you can address exactly what it is without bringing all of the junk. Because this is what, because okay, let me show you the cards. The Seven of Swords followed by the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is you, Scorpio, you looking at all of the troubles, all of the truths, but knowing what is actually resonating with you, right? Among this web of complexity. Because this is exactly what came up in the extended yesterday. It was almost like this, it's like this trigger to enable you to leave this fragmentation, right? Instead of falling down this rabbit hole of, fragmented or half truths, or, pieces of the truth. It's like, if you choose not to shy away from that and, address each and every one of them, it's almost like you're able to put in one pile what is not yours, and what's going to be left is exactly what is yours. So the fear, the concern, whatever it is that was creating this lack of sleep, this lack of, rest, or just overall stress, right? When you choose to address it, when you choose to be very mindful of like how you're looking at this, it's like not fearing it, not putting it aside or running away from it, but really like being receptive to looking at it. So it's like, I feel like it's easy. That's also something that was coming up in the extended. It was almost like this easy correction. It had a whole different story in the extended yesterday, but in this case for you, Scorpio, it's like in discerning what you have, it's like what you have absorbed from the world, but from this entangled web of complexity. It's like very rapidly or very easily you're able to separate, right? It's like this is one pile of junk that doesn't resonate with you. And then it's like very easily, oh, okay, so among all of that, what I really need to pay attention to, or what is my truth, is this. And so what happens next is that, well, the Ten of Swords is bringing two messages. The second one actually just came through. It's talking about the end of the traditional way of seeing the Ten of Swords, meaning if you feel like you have been persecuted, or if you feel like you have been cheated and lied to, all of the negative stuff from the Ten of Swords, it's like that's the end of that road, because since now you have this ability to separate what is yours and what is not yours, it's like you open this way to, it's like you're enabling this free passage for what is your truth. And it's almost like it's going to be easier than ever for you to differentiate and identify what is your truth, because it's like what's being set aside, what is not a priority, what is not your concern, it's just moving out of the way. This is what this is talking about. It's like the two swords here in the middle. It's almost like this very quick notion that the moment that you identify what is your truth, it's like your truth is going to come right after the others. Like it's going to be almost like this boom, 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 almost like downloads, right? It's like very discerning, very maybe not loud, but it's like very obvious, very easy to identify, easy to know what is your truth and what is not, right? And so you're just making way for your truth to have this free passage because you're discerning, right? And because you are receptive to it. So yeah, that feels like it's very it's very simple, even though you know how it begins, it could be a little bit overwhelming, right? But it's just complexity. And it's almost like in having that realization, it's like nothing will hurt you anymore because that's, a cycle that's ending. So, Scorpio, I hope that helped to decipher how to deal with this overwhelm if that's something that you're resonating with at this time. I am going to pull more cards to see whatever else wants to come. And also, I'm going to pull from the astrological rooms in the extended reading. So, if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye.